Good evening, everyone. My name is Dizzy Artorias, and a few days ago I released a video that got more attention than what I thought, and one comment mentioned there should be a little bit more balance to my Diablo 4 review when comparing it to Path of Exile. So today's video will be about things I would like in Path of Exile that Diablo 4 already has. I hope you enjoy. The first change I would like to see is adding in something like Diablo 4's wardrobe system. Being able to transmog your character the way you want does not affect balance, but it can affect the way you feel about playing your character. If you're a fire mage, you wouldn't want to roam around with this warlord grey helm on. You can see here, this looks more like an ice mage. Instead, you would want maybe something like the exceptional helm with a reddish tint applied to it to really embrace that fire mage fantasy. Also, you can apply sets to ensembles at the top of your screen here to be able to save that set for later use. Just click on the slot up here, you click purchase slot, and you are, and then you can save it, and then you are good to go. I can go back to my original transmog here, load, puts back my original helmet on. Now, yes, Path of Exile does have a transmog system, but it is mainly a way to apply your cosmetics you bought from the shop. There's no way to change the gear you have to look like other gear in the game for free. Not that Path of Exile has too many cool looking gear options, but that discussion's for another time. Next thing I would like to see in Path of Exile that comes from Diablo 4 is the Enchanting System, which looks like this on the mini-map, like a little upside down triangle. If you go over to the Enchanting System, you have a few different options here. I'm going to go over the ones I would like moved over to Path of Exile, which this is never going to happen because it's kind of overpowered, but it's just such a cool system that I just have to talk about it. So the first thing, and probably the most important thing the Enchanter does, is you're able to enchant a rare or legendary item, which means replacing a affix on it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this legendary helmet in here. This is a very low level legendary helmet because I don't feel like farming up the higher level crafting requirements that you get for like sacred and ancestral items. So here I'm going to go ahead and just change out the lightning resistance. This is the one I want changed here. Go ahead and enchant it. It just makes it bindable to you. And we got some pretty good options here. We got 183 life for cooldown reduction. I'm just going to head put cooldown reduction. This is getting trashed anyways. It doesn't matter. And you can see here next to the second stat down, it's got a little blue circle like refresh icon saying that I have changed this item. And this is the only stat I can change now. As you can see here, it's a lot more gold than what it was. I think almost 5 times the amount of gold. So it's definitely a gold sink if you have like an almost perfect item. You're trying to get that last perfect stat. Love a gold sink, especially if it's something like this where you're just trying to improve your item like to the most min-max possible. Next awesome thing that the Enchanter system does is extracting an aspect from a legendary item. So I'm going to take this same helmet and place it in here. And what an aspect is you can see that orange text all the way at the bottom. It's just a legendary text. It's an extra modifier on your gear basically that drops on legendary items, and you can also get it from the Codex of Power, which I'll show you in just a second. But if I wanted to take that flame shield, lets you move unhindered through enemies aspect and put it on a different item, whether it's a rare or another legendary, I can do this. I can just extract it right here for a set gold cost. And again, this is a very shitty legendary, so it's not that expensive. But I'm gonna go ahead and extract it here. If I go to my aspects tab in my inventory, you can see I have it right here. Flame shield lets you move unhindered through enemies. Now I want to apply that to this legendary helmet. Right here, just put it in. I move my aspect over here. I click apply, or I make sure it's, you know, the same thing. And I click apply here, boom. And there we go. I got the item right here. Flame shield lets you move unhindered. It's now been replaced. Now, once it's been imprinted, you can't then take it off again. So make sure you use what you need on the right piece of gear. And if you wanted to, if you farmed dungeons, they'll give you also like really, really weak versions of these stats that drop on gear. So the Codex of Power here, I can just, let me see if I have it here. I don't have it. This is probably just a legendary only drop. But anyways, it's just very weaker versions of those stats that drop on gear. If I wanted to apply it, taking direct damage, has 2% chance to reset cooldown of one of your defensive skills. Imprint, boom. it's on the item now. So it's a great system. You can change a stat, you can extract stats from it to apply to other gear, or you can just change the legendary stat on it to pretty much whatever you want. Alright, for the next thing I would like to see in Path of Exile, I've rounded up quite a good number of enemies here. Here we go, here we go. I would like to see in Path of Exile some optimization issues. Now watch as I mow all these guys down here with trying not to die. Here we go, I'm just going to blizzard them down, I'm freezing them. Got my ice shields going. As you can see through all that, I don't know if I dropped a singular frame. I would love to see Path of Exile get some better optimization going, because it could just get frame ratey real fast. I know Diablo does not have as much going on as Path of Exile does, and like in the background or even just, you know, on screen. But I was still like Diablo does not drop frames almost at all during encounters. I don't know if I've had a singular drop frame during some massive big encounters. Now while we're on the topic of, you know, fighting here, if you look down at my leveling bar here, you can see I have 3 little diamonds. Each one of these represents a Paragon point that I can earn while leveling up. So you can earn 4 Paragon points per level. You get 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and then 1 when you level up. Incremental leveling rewards is awesome. I don't know how Path of Exile would implement it. I don't know what they could reward you with, but it's a great system because it makes you have that feeling of, let me just push for 1 more Paragon point before I go to bed. And it's just an awesome feeling to earn rewards as you're leveling up. The 5th and final feature Path of Exile needs to implement from Diablo 4 is a way to skip the campaign. If I go here to create a new character, create a Necromancer, just choose a character here, finalize. Here, I can skip the campaign. Start game, choose whatever world tier I want, and boom, it's going to put me into the game here, and I've skipped the campaign, and all I'm going to be doing is World Tree Quest. I think it's fair to have us do the campaign once a season, but there needs to be some alternate feature, such as delving in Path of Exile, for us to level up a second or multiple other characters. Diablo 4 does it pretty well, but I think Diablo 3 does it a lot better, since you don't have to traverse an open world. You just do bounties, and it's a lot faster in Diablo 3. But Diablo 4 still does it better than Path of Exile. So you can see here, I'm on my new character, don't have to do the campaign, and I can just pretty much go around to all the main cities and do the world tree quest and level up that way. Oh, didn't see you there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video of me requesting 5 features from Diablo 4 and Path of Exile. My name is Diablo, and I'll see you all next time.